Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I am Barry P. Cook. Let's talk about the latest episodes of Supergirl. We're going to start with Hope for Tomorrow. Apparently, it's 6 months after the last episode, and Alex and Kelly have now permanently adopted the little girl whose name is Esme. It turns out that she mimics other powered people's powers, and after shaking John's hand, accidentally phases through a wall, which was a little disturbing. Nixley sets out to find the Hope Totem with newfound courage from the Courage Totem after she's able to fasten it to the power dampening bracelet that had been put on her, after her partner in crime made an adapter which allowed her to do that, to attach it. This pursuit took her back to The Hague, where she failed to steal the Hope Totem before, but is again interrupted by Supergirl with an assist from John. It turns out that the Hope Totem is a sword with an iris-shaped handle stuck in a stone. In order to pass its trial, Supergirl has to inspire hope that burns brighter than the sun. Alex and Supergirl try to expose Esme to Kara's powers so that she can practice managing her power mimicking ability, but it doesn't go very well, and it was really uncomfortable to watch this scene because I kept thinking they should stop because it was freaking the kid out a little bit. But they just kept telling her, don't worry about it. It's fine. Take it slow. Push through, push past the discomfort. You'll get it. And it's like, why are they doing this? I don't like this at all. It was kind of like child abuse. Predictably, the kid flips out and calls Alex horrible for making her keep using her super hearing, which I guess was the one power she was mimicking at that point. It was really just terrible. Like, Alex is smarter than this. Why are they doing this? Anyway, at The Hague, John sits in on a peace conference between two nations with tension between them, which have escalated. At The Hague, John sits in on a peace conference between two nations with tensions between them that have escalated because without their courage, they're acting angrily like scared children, but he doesn't seem to be having much of a positive effect. Supergirl seems surprised that the session with the little girl went so wrong, which is ridiculous because she should have realized that it would. Like, really? Nia suggested that Supergirl just take away all of the nuclear weapons from the two warring countries, but she says that she's forbidden from interfering in human history, which of course is a callback to Superman 78, as well as Superman 4 at the same time, even though opposite things occur in those two movies. And she further explains that changing the world stage on that level would be something that she can't do, which is funny because, like I just said, Superman did it in Superman 4. Anyway, Nixley shows up at Catco and in front of Kara threatens to kill William if Supergirl doesn't bring her the totems that she has. Supergirl determines that because Nixley is already interfering with human history with reckless abandon, it justifies her recovering all the nuclear weapons from the two countries that are experiencing tensions, thinking that it will inspire hope that burns brighter than the sun. But what it would really do, I think, is scare the crap out of everybody because they'll feel like, oh, okay, Supergirl's just going to take away our nuclear weapons next and we'll be defenseless. So I don't know why she thought that would inspire hope. Anyway, when some nukes in fact get launched, Supergirl and John catch them and bring them to Brainy, and they bring all of the country's nuclear arsenal as well so that they can be thrown into the sun. Supergirl confronts Nixley, and during the confrontation, William is able to knock Nixley down and get the Courage Totem from her, which he then flees immediately after doing. Supergirl destroys the Hope Totem by throwing it into the sun. Nixley receives a gift through a portal that is supposedly from her secret admirer. It looks like a watch, but it seems to have the ability to encase her in a suit of armor. And it would seem that the admirer is Lex Luthor. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to see Luthor again, and I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know why. I thought they had wrapped that up, but I don't know. I didn't think much of this episode. It was a dumb scene with the kid. They shouldn't have had that whole scene. It was just bad. And the whole nuclear weapons thing. She's right to say that she can't do that, and she shouldn't do it. And she's also wrong to think that it would have inspired hope. So this episode just, I didn't think very good. Anyway, the next episode was called Nightmare in National City. And we find out that Nina hasn't been able to find the dream totem, but she's working on it. Meanwhile, Nixley is discovering her new techno suit that apparently came from a secret admirer, as we just talked about. And again, we all know that's going to be Lex. It turns out that Kara has arranged to get an interview with the heads of state of the two countries that were on the verge of war, but which have now agreed to a truce. Because, the totem was destroyed and they got their courage back. In her search for the dream totem, Nia runs into her sister, who shows her a bunch of books that might help her find the totem. But there's tension between them, because the sister's pissed that she didn't get the dreamer ability and all that stuff. Supergirl, John, and Brainy confront Nixley, who has found a way to open a portal to the dream realm with the help of the AI in her new suit. And she escapes into that portal just as a weird giant nightmare monster creature thing escapes and starts running around National City. Nina manages to trap it under a dome, which she also unfortunately seals off part of the city from, so no one can get in there, and of course no one can get out. And they're trapped with the monster as well inside, which is not great. Nia and her sister make progress finding the totem, and they go into the dream realm together. The rest of Team Supergirl can't seem to find the monster, which I guess is now invisible. So the dome is still up and people are getting pissed, including like the mayor and stuff. So it's a bad situation. Nia and her sister find out where the totem is by raising themselves up on a platform created with dream energy, only to soon find themselves arguing over Nia having gotten the dream powers, which I talked about before. So they kind of traded barbs earlier in the episode, then they kind of have a full-blown argument. It was kind of unfortunate. But then Nixley shows up and goes on the attack, at which point Nia kicks her ass, which unfortunately did not stop her from getting away with the dream totem. She managed to get away with it anyway. Back in the real world, the nightmare creature manifests itself as visible and goes on the attack in a field, at which point the National Guard shows up, and I guess there was a contingent of them inside the dome, and they try to take it down, but the Super Friends intervene and end up pushing the creature into the dream realm when they open a portal. Kara realizes she can't really continue to balance her hero life and her regular life, and she quits her job at Catco. Nia's sister apologizes to her for being a jerk, and Nia decides to give her a second chance. Right before the episode ends, Lex, of course, shows up and reveals himself to Nixley. So, I don't know. I guess it would have been weird to have the series end without Lex Luthor having a part in it. I thought we were done with that whole thing, and I kind of think it's lame that they're bringing him in. But anyway, there are only a few episodes left, so we're going to see where that goes. I thought this episode was better than the previous one because it didn't have the stupid scene where they messed up the kid or tortured the kid. I thought that the dream creature thing was dumb, though, and I don't know. I don't know. I like Nixley. I think she's a good foil, and I think this idea of chasing down a totem every week is good. It gives them something to write about, but I don't know. This episode wasn't great. In any case, I'll be back with a review of the next one. Until then, I wish you all peace and long life.